Every community has those essential folks we rely on. And today, we're going to dive into one of them, the local electrician. We're going to break down what AT Electric, a company over in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, is all about, based on the story they share online.
We've all been there, right? The lights flicker for no reason, a breaker trips again, or you just get that nagging feeling, can my house even handle all this new tech we have? Well, a company like AT Electric sees these not just as little headaches, but as something way more important, a potential risk to your family.
So that's the big question, isn't it? When you need help, who do you actually call? For folks living in and around Mansfield, Texas, let's take a closer look at what one of their local options, AT Electric, brings to the table.
All right, first things first, let's get to know the company itself. What's their story? Are we talking about some big, faceless corporation or something a little more personal?
Right off the bat, you can see AT Electric is all about that classic, local business feel. They're family-owned and operated, and they got their official start back in 2019. And even though they're based in Mansfield, they make it really clear that they cover the whole DFW area.
Now here's a number that really tells the bigger story. The company might be from 2019, but they're quick to point out that they have over 25 years of combined experience in the industry. So you're looking at a new business built on a really solid foundation of know-how.
So how does all that experience actually play out in the real world? Let's dig into the services they offer to keep homes both powered up and, more importantly, protected.
A huge piece of what they focus on is the very heart of a home's electrical system, the panel, and they frame it as a critical safety issue. An old, outdated panel isn't just an inconvenience, it can be a genuine hazard. The solution they offer is a full upgrade to a modern system, which means consistent power and really just peace of mind. And it's not just about the big panel upgrades either. They cover a whole range of services. You've got things like whole home surge protection, which is crucial around here, and then modern must-haves like installing EV chargers. But they also handle the fundamentals, circuit repairs, those special GFCI outlets you need in kitchens and bathrooms, and even complex underground electrical work.
Okay, so that's the what they do. But their website also spends a lot of time talking about the why, the core values that they say really drive the whole operation.
They really seem to build their promise to customers on three main pillars. First up, and this is a big one, is an absolute focus on safety, always sticking to the proper codes. Second, they lean into being family and community-focused, which makes perfect sense for a family-owned business. And third, they promise honest, upfront pricing, which means offering free quotes so you know exactly what you're getting into. And this quote from their site, it just perfectly captures that second pillar. The whole idea is that it's not just a transaction, it's about building a relationship. They want to treat you like a neighbor, not just another invoice.
Of course, that all sounds great, but that's the company talking about itself, right? The real question is, does the customer experience actually match up? Let's take a look at some of the testimonials they've shared. Check out this first review from Michael Kim. He calls them professional, which is great. But the real kicker is that the owner himself, Al, came out to handle a second issue. That really speaks to that hands-on personal approach they talk so much about.
Then you have Susanna Williams' feedback, which hits on a few of those core values, like being affordable and fast. But the part that really stands out is when she says, he legitimately cares. That feeling connects directly to that whole family-focused mission.
And finally, this review from Danny Rowe just ties it all together. He mentions friendly, professional, knowledgeable, which points right back to that 25-plus years of experience. And the result? He says he and his mom are customers for life. I mean, that's the ultimate goal of building those neighborly relationships they aim for.
All right, so we know who they are, what they do, and what people think. Let's get down to brass tacks. Where exactly do they operate?
So while their main hubs are Mansfield and Arlington, their reach goes quite a bit further. They cover a bunch of nearby cities like Fort Worth, Grand Prairie, and Burleson. Basically, it's about a 20-mile radius around their home base.
And for anyone living in that zone, here's the key bit of info. They encourage people to give them a call for a free quote, which again lines up perfectly with that promise of honest, upfront pricing. No surprises.
When you boil it all down, it all comes back to this one central question. Whether it's knowing your electrical panel is modern and safe, or just knowing the lights will stay on during a storm, it's all about achieving peace of mind. So it's a good question to ask yourself. For your own home, for your family, what does that peace of mind actually look like?